Hi, and welcome to the fifth tutorial in the Creating Custom Definitions series. We're going to expand some of our definitions from before and incorporate new Python dictionaries into this lesson. So Python dictionaries are nice because they offer a short-term storage solution, which we're going to translate into a long-term storage solution. We're going to use something called pickles to do that. So we'll be introducing, hopefully you're a little familiar with dictionaries, and we're going to revisit that, but we're also going to discuss some long-term storage using something called pickles. So let's imagine that we want to have a Python madlib generator where it doesn't ask us every time for a part of speech, that we could have a saved list of nouns and adjectives and verbs and whatnot, and that it can draw from this saved list. Well, a really nice way to implement that would be to have a Python dictionary where we're going to use the part of speech is going to be the key for the dictionary. So noun, adjective, adverb, etc. That'll be the keys of our dictionary. And when we request a key, or when we use that key, we'll have a list of words that we could maybe randomly select from. So first, we're going to create a dictionary. We'll start off by calling it madlib dict, and we'll do open and close curly braces. That's for dictionaries. So you could do this all in line if you want to. I'm gonna just do it this way. So we'll say noun colon, and now we'll start a list. And in our list we can put whatever we want. Dog, catcher, comma, plum, golf ball. So outside of this, now we need to add a comma, and then we'll duplicate this line, and now instead of noun we want to have an adjective. Okay, and so now instead of this list of nouns we need a list of adjectives. So we could say ugly, fat, and golden. Okay, so we've supplied 3 nouns and 3 adjectives. And so now we need a definition that instead of requesting a new word, it's just going to grab one from this list. We can start by copying this definition, and we'll give it a new name. We're going to make some changes here, but get new word from dict. Okay? And we will still want to request a part of speech, but now we can really comment this out because we won't need to have a query that's spoken. So we really don't need to use the engine in this case. We just need to use the dictionary. And so we have to pass the dictionary in here too. So we'll say word dict. And so the word dict is whatever word dictionary we pass in here. So we're going to pass a dictionary, and the dictionary better have keys that correspond to what we're looking for. And so in this case, we're going to be passing the madlib dictionary as the word dict here. And so we'll say word dict, and the key is going to be part of speech. All right. So we want to draw our new word from there. And so again, we don't really need this line. We need to say new word equals word dict part of speech, but that's the whole list. We don't want the whole list, so we'll use the random.choice that we did earlier. So we'll say random.choice, and this will return a randomly selected word using the part of speech from whatever word dictionary we supply, as long as that part of speech is a correct key in there. Okay, so we have a new word. We're going to return the new word. So now we're not using any input. We're not using anything from the engine that asks for new words. But since we've supplied a dictionary with nouns and adjectives, we should still be able to run this here. And so we need to replace our definition now. In fact, let's do it this way. We'll replace the name, but we have to supply the word dictionary, which is our madlib dictionary. So we supply that and the part of speech. So in that order, which means we need to say madlib, comma, adjective, madlibdict, comma, adjective, and madlibdict, comma, noun. And we can see that adjective matches the key from our dictionary, noun matches the key from our dictionary, and so this should work. And I will save and run this. And it said, oh, you have to spell words correctly. So you probably caught that while I was typing it. And hopefully that makes a difference.
One day a fat dog catcher spoke to the dog and said.
All right, if I run it again.
One day a fat golf ball spoke to the dog and said.
Really likes the word fat.
One day a ugly dog catcher spoke to the dog and said.
Okay. So it's randomly selecting our adjectives and our nouns in this case. And so now we've used the dictionary and we've moved on from having to supply the nouns and adjectives every time to a situation where we've stored some nouns and adjectives and can supply them at runtime so that we don't have to request them. And so I think really we'd like to move to a solution where we can do either or, that we could ask for new words, and best case scenario, we save those words into some long-term storage, and that long-term storage then can be called up anytime, and we can just have a running list that gets longer and longer of new parts of speech that we want to save, and we can use them in these madlibs that we're creating. So we're going to do that in a future tutorial session, but thank you for watching this one, and I will see you in the next one.